rounds, so we're expecting OpTic to come out swinging.
Well, that was the one problem with the sort of defensive side. Because we saw Fnatic run basically exactly the same.
Into the timeout. He can talk in this area. He can talk now. Let's see. Let's see. What are we going to do? We're going to see the. If we see the wall up down here, it's going to be the same as the Fnatic stuff. Yeah. Okay. They're just doing Fnatic comps. Did Liquid watch it? That's all it comes down to. Yumpy gets a big first kill. This guy in sight. Does have no idea about this guy in sight. Wow, Soulcast actually got one on sight. It's crazy.
Almost all of the duels. Victor, though, has he managed to thread the needle? It looks like they're aware of a mid push. Do they expect him to already be here, wrapped around behind them, coming from the bridge? Oh, he's being caught off guard. Ooh. That angle for Navarra, not expected. So one man is left with a pistol round in his hands. It's FNS.
Oh man, this could get interesting.
Yeah, this is worrying. One thing you can say so far about...
Okay, nice pistol for Liquids. What is that? 4 out of 15 in terms of them pistols? Someone has to double check for sure, but they rarely win pistols, so they actually got a pistol round.
They managed none of them. I think they only managed a couple.
Dude, if they start winning pistol rounds, yeah, that's big for them.
And an aggressive one at that. They know that their opponent's composition revolves around speed, setting up Victor to really take that space. Well, he did take the space.
That's one of your pistols, yeah, keeper.
By the time he'd done it.
Such a strong initial push, and you have to ask yourself.
1-on-1 pistols in playoff? Okay, I see what you're saying. We're starting again.
It seems to be the reason for the change of pace, losing some extra utility that must have had a plan. Now coming into this round,
recon breach done here, and they go fast round here. Okay, this is kind of nice though.
But ultimately, they are at a disadvantage.
Dude, this is
Yeah, he's almost dead already. Like he's just been owned within the first like 10 seconds of the round. I'm not sure if that was the shock darts that were being fired out, or if he just took a battle early in the round that we missed. But nonetheless, not the greatest look, especially when he's the main danger man. You look at the rest of the investment.
Yeah, it would have been shock darts.
Nothing here on the side of OpTic.
Dimasic would have had shock darts.
Basically as cheap as they
I didn't see where Ye was. Maybe they did the shock dart that lands here, but I would have had to have watched it again.
He doesn't have a range advantage against anyone. One shot left in the headhunter as they move to the site.
Oh my god.
The name catches Victor. Team Liquid concede no space.
You reckon it was Marshall?
No quarter to OpTic to start this out. It's
an
absolute slaughter.
You're right, Yumpy got an assist,
Can OpTic find any damage? Can they make it costly? The man they're fighting is a ghost, so they need to look elsewhere to drop some weapons.
Can they keep this clean? It's looking like it.
Round, and by the looks of it, Tom, there is nothing
Damn, okay. Okay, some confidence. We have 3 armors that have to get rebought, or 2 armors. Either way, nice eco, anti-eco from Liquid. Now we get the full buy. And let's check what strat OpTic want to use.
Other than Fnatic,
dude, all of the strats that we saw Fnatic do were relatively fast.
Like there were a load of Ye fans sat at the back who were screaming louder than anyone. Oh yeah. This time around, they get 1 kill on the Liquid side, and the crowd loses their mind. So I think that's going to be something hard to play against. But I agree with the Des. If they can be silenced, if Liquid fall a little bit short,
okay,
maybe
all out of A fast.
Well, this time they come in with the rifle, so risks are taken. Oh my! Yumpy! He connects barely anything.
How on
damage
earth?
Done, sure, but
how on earth is he not
going to
kill?
A phenomenal start to the
it's a nice flash though.
OpTic get a chance to recover.
Yeah, he's left down to the Marshall now. Not a whole lot to play with for the remainder of this round, because those headhunter bullets are gone.
How on earth did he not get a kill? It was a nice flash, it was a nice idea. Dude, if he actually got a kill there, that would have been huge.
Somewhat towards this A site, although it seems
Crashes
like
at least
be a little bit off. Okay. Well, man has been superb, the top performer in this
oh, that's straight through. That's straight through the wall. And the timing of this. Oh, that was not a nice angel from Hebrew.
Down, but no, he will survive and instead delete Navarra on the other side.
Dude, Navarra hit 1 bullet there.
Holy. For an opening duel, first blood in the round instead. OpTic now have
that was yeah, that was an odd one.
In their court, the spike planted, and they will hold back in their post plants. The diffuse being tapped baits them into a swing, but the duels are theirs. And the
okay,
round
Scream got a lot in this round.
Yeah, clean enough. I think that's the way we'll put it.
Wait,
especially
what?
With Scream
did they overbuy?
Rifle in this round, there was some real danger, and especially with the aggression off of Yumpy.
No,
I mean, Liquid are already showing that
kinda,
they're very much
but it's
willing
okay.
to try and get up in the face of their opponents, try and get off.
Okay, this is the big round. This is the big swing round. I'm gonna circle everyone money wise. This will kind of decide how this half's gonna go, pretty much.
It's been a strong map for them, and We've discussed this over on the desk. You know, there's ways to see
okay,
this in
so
both
5 people
directions.
and 2 people
OpTic
from
take this
OpTic
map,
can't
Team
buy
Liquid
next. So
are
5
in
people from
hot
Liquid.
water coming
They get
on
the
the line,
operator out
which is
early,
definitely where they
and
wanna
we have
start
operator
strong.
going over
We've seen
towards
their bonus
short.
round, a little
Recon
bit of
goes bottom
damage.
mid. Recon
This is
does
where things are
not
really
get shot
decided.
bottom mid, so they have full information of just all of this.
And look at where Screamer's already pushed.
Breach is one away
He's
from
all
his
the way
ult.
down mid, spawning so deep within the round. The same can be said for Yumpy. So they're getting so much early information. Look at this full rotation.
Wall comes out.
3 players
So do
already
we
on the A
literally
side
just
once again.
drone
They're throwing
tag? Is that?
utility just to try and slow them
Oh
down.
my god.
Yumpy has a great
They're doing the
teleport.
drone from close, and then they knife. The knife goes in, it hits 3 people and stops the drone. So it was a nice molly to prevent anyone from getting out, and it was a nice knife to prevent the actual hit. As we can see now, we're going to go for a one-man fake, but Screamer's going to try to get some info. It's looking like KO flash or okay, no.
They have to clear so much of the map on the way back.
This is a good time from the drone. They need to get information. Just constant mid control. Hey, look at this though. The spike's still over towards A. Okay. So I think he's doing some kind of mollies over to where I am, and then the recon is meant to be enough for the fake. Double from Yampy. Good timing from him. He held short the whole round. The whole time. 30 seconds for OpTic. Yeah, this is there's another one. Nice from Yampy. He literally held an angle for a whole minute.
In a bit of hot water. 20 seconds on the clock. Spikes down in spawn, and they've got to save. There's no chance for them to get anywhere near a site. One shot.
The good thing for OpTic, obviously it's not good losing the round, but the good thing for OpTic is 3 people saved, so 2 can buy with it, so it's not too bad. Right, there were 2 people that couldn't buy, but they're going to be able to buy with this to the die, so.
But also, because they're finding that info early, you had Yumpy.
Nice from Yampy, good patience from Yampy. Yampy holding an angle for 1 minute is, it's a hard feat, trust me, it's a hard feat to make him do. He likes to move around.
You still had both snake bites with 30 seconds left. You can't allow that to happen.
I talked about this. He wants to always move, and so I was just saying that you can like just tap A and D. You'll see when he's holding one angle, he'll be just tapping A and D and just moving either side, just because he has to be doing something with his hands. So yeah, he will always do stuff like that. Oh, okay, this is fast.
Victor's got one. The trade though, it doesn't come through.
No way.
Is able to capitalize on another, and OpTic again run head
The util over towards A to prevent them from getting out was good as well. I cannot believe that they didn't get another trade here. Nivera did great. Nivera did great to stop the hit here and help out his team. They were expecting it? Yeah, it looked like it. They had a heavy door setup. They had a heavy door setup. I don't know if they were wanting to do something of their own, but basically, so far, I think it might just be game plan wise in terms of they are really wanting to like heavy control middle, because I think they must have looked over towards the Fnatic stuff, because Fnatic did take a lot of middle.
He's got that op in hand though. It's won the round with a single shot already, one fired off, a target not found, and he rightly disengages. Indeed, I think through the wall perhaps.
Keeper, you here? Check Keeper, check
He doesn't want to give his life for a little bit of extra damage, and maybe give an operator over to them. FNS though, he goes for his own little bit of control, finding his first. But that's where it ends. The clutch for Crashies, the 1v3. And the time really not on his side. There's still plenty left for Liquid to play with.
He needs to isolate a duel, and he needs to do his heard the initial steps. Nice shot on the first. A chance to isolate. Another is going to be the second, but he jumps up.
That actually got real close. Nice shot from Yampy.
I think any other player, and he might have missed that shot, and it could have been all over. Crashies in clutch situations, ever dangerous. And Liquid from a commanding position, scrape through the round.
But it's enough, Tom. All they needed was the round win. Clean or dirty, it didn't matter. Love the target selection from this man, the jump peek for the information.
Oh, that's so nasty. As said, 9 out of 10 players, 99 out of 100, they're not hitting that shot. And the second you shoot, by the way, he swings and kills you. Like, you don't, well, actually, maybe Yumpy headhunters him. Anybody else, they swing and kill him.
I'll push them over towards an eco.
4-1.
We got 2 ults, probably don't want to see them. We have 1 hero gun, going for these fast struts again.
Now pistols in play, light weapons. They'll pace it up to the side. Scream is ready. He caught them last time in the double doors. He was the one to take the bullets from Victor. This time he returns to sender, with OpTic losing their main man to entry. little wall bang through the smoke, I'll take it.
But the thing as well, this is always the problem with running a Neon comp. The follow-up is normally quite far behind. It's something that I also think Fnatic had troubles with. It was just that Alfio was getting double entries every single time. Like, that's not something that's repeatable. And as of right now, there's nobody able to get into the site quick enough behind Victor.
Actually confident
now, bear in
as
mind
hell.
as well, he was the only person with
a gun. Soulcast has to do
that. Well handled, the pistol now taken down as Finesse won't even get
Yampy actually is not missing.
Last man alive, he had 5 bullets to start this, now 4 in the chamber. And it's a chamber on the other side to close it. Only 2 losses for Team Liquid, a 5-1 start on the defense. This is looking scary for North America.
Yeah, and they're going to take a timeout. 5 ultimates.
Yeah, I think this makes sense to timeout. The worrying thing for OpTic is this is in my head, or at least from what I've seen from the Fnatic games, is this comp works a lot better on attack than it does on defense.
Going to be talking this over. Probably trying to calm things down because I think a lot of these last rounds they've been blitzed by individual players, like a collapse shot coming out from Yumpy. There's not so much you can do about that. Screen peeking into the fast lane to just get that opener and ruin your take. You want to try and calm everything. Whereas on the other side, they have an ultimate which does the polar opposite. You have a plan, you want to try and do something, I'm going to run at you with no risk and I'm screen.
Wait, did it actually? Bathrobe? It's so funny.
No success on those early dashes, whether it's taking the space, but the reality is you've got to follow
Breach on Breeze? It hasn't looked too bad.
Not opening duel, I mean just duel in
Fnatic did some cool stuff with it, right? Did you see that B split where the Breach was flashing through the wall? Actually felt alright.
0.5 of a second, so it wasn't. That's the thing. Again, I think people have to realize with this composition, the focus isn't necessarily Victor in terms of kills.
For sure.
Like, he is taking a huge risk. There has
Do you remember the third round? He had a Marshall on the third round, right? So it doesn't really count. He's going for headshots.
That's really difficult to do with this sort of composition.
I would say pretty much every duel, every space taking has been perfectly counted by Team Liquid.
Nice for you.
Every step of the way.
They've had
the
good
fact
reads.
that Scream's waiting on B in the previous round for them even.
Okay. What do we have now?
Deep B control already taken.
Knife goes in.
A little bit further. He can just go walkabout.
Recon goes in. So this is the first time that they've actually controlled middle. But Yampy has just gone super aggro. Look at this information. Just instant. Just instant info. That means that the Liquid can stack 3 people. Dude, Liquid are all over them right now. He's droning from close. Is the knife going to come up in time?
A little bit weakened, but
no, okay, so they time this well, they get a good tag, they get info, 3 people are here, and what do they do with this? They still go, because who on earth would walk out A after they spotted 3 people?
So much information garnered on the side of OpTic, it's whether or not they can actually capitalize off it. Yay with that tour de force ready and waiting, but a 4th player has already rotated in just because of Yumpy's position.
Yay was waiting.
Chat, they have 5 ults. If they cannot win this round, Scream has his ult though.
Victor needs to make a move, and as he does, he's going to be so vulnerable. Scream with the first. They reset to the back of sight. Hunter's Fury looking for them, trying to take them down, but it's canceled.
Dude, what is this spacing? I have one here, I have one here, and I have 2 people here and 1 here. What is this?
But a 4v2 crashes on 10 HP. It seems impossible for OpTic. They need a hero.
Dude, are they?
Does well to find the first, but
they're kind of pulling this back a little bit.
The rolling thunder.
Oh my god, they ult.
The swing, and Crashies has 3.
Oh my god, this is 2v5.
Be retrieved, and the round might still be up for grabs.
Oh, he's got the timing right.
Mob's gonna go down. Crashies low HP. Can Yampy do it again? The call should come in that he's 11 HP. That's why he gets the pistol out. Nice from Yampy. Never in doubt. Marv decided to challenge the operator.
But Yumpy puts him down.
Dude, sick from Yampy. So much impact from him.
Competitive, but at the end of the day, nothing to show for it on the side of OpTic. They had the one round that they should have won on paper, but
Crashies is in form right now.
Hey, it was a good try. It was a good try in the 2v5 though. That was kind of nuts.
He could have won for them solo. Where are the rest of the team? Like, Ye has been, as said, the best player in the tournament so far. By far. We've had barely any impact from him just yet. Now, I'm never going to sit here and say I don't believe that he was
yeah, insane from Yampy. It's so much impact out of these kills. Okay, FNS has his ult, Victor, and then they go for an eco. 2 stingers that apparently is getting buffed recently. I don't know what that's about.
Now he's got that rifle to play with this time around, the scope ready to be used. But he still needs to find a victim, and with his tour de force last round,
the crowd are really going for it.
Away from him.
I will say, I think second place was Yumpy.
You might be right.
So it's definitely a battle of the operator players. Yeah, this buys a bit
more of a rebalance. But it's still improvements to the gun, right?
Being brought through from Victor, so
do they have nothing in tube? Yeah. Okay, this is that's a bit worrying.
Ye has managed to find the space, and now they go into the B side, and it's actually just going to be the
trade. Where was Yumpy's trip in this? Did it get?
Again. Scream was stunned up, gunned up, taken down. Yumpy's
okay, let's keep an eye on this round because this is a very good chance for OpTic. We have a lurker from Ye as well. Chat, did anyone see where Yumpy's trip was in the end? Was it over towards B? It was B main and Crashy's got it? Okay, okay.
Their own pit on the A site. And what a mistake that now appears
yeah, this is
such a tough spot to fight back into, and that's exactly why even the weakest of weapons becomes so strong inside this pit. They're starting to carve a way back in, but the Viper's still to be dealt with. Finesse tucked in the corner with a stinger. He hopes they'll be decayed by the time a fight comes through. Oh, and they've got it! That is disgusting!
What is this round?
Right to take this round, and for OpTic, that has got to be devastating!
He moved
what the hell?
That was what Navira did. He fired it in. And
what are some of these kills?
But he just spams
oh, he saw his head jump spot.
In front of where he put the snake bite, and then just owns Ye on the way back through. That is a round that that's a crazy round to win. Holy hell! Right now, 10-4, having a fantastic game.
Yeah, what can you do? Holy hell. Chet might have to do another timeout. Let's see. This is a full buy now. That was mad. Yumpy has his ult. Dimasic 1 kill away from his ult. And then on this side, dude, they have nothing. Crashy's the only person with it. Okay, did they go for the... This is the Fnatic split. We're going to see a wall that goes out. The first miss from Yumpy.
Yumpy's down. He's gone. The opening duel for Victor, the space claim. This is what we've been missing for OpTic. Now they've got the rifles, but look at the counter push. Team Liquid are up through mid. Screams, whiff, and FNS. He punishes. They're ahead, and they're keeping their
they definitely saw the Liquid game. They definitely saw the Liquid game. They're playing perfectly against it.
Not again, OpTic. Not like this.
Well, that's the thing. Ye has at least turned it back into a comprehensible position. The problem is where the spots are of their opponents. One down the back of mid. Timing for Navira is not bad.
Damn, that's crazy. Nothing goes right for OpTic. That's so nice.
Like
they crunch middle. Just their overall play of this in general has been good. They started off the game just getting them really scared of middle the whole time, just getting control of it. Now they give the middle and then they late crunch it every time they hear the wall. It's really nice.
Coming out of this replay, you'll see the timeout graphic pop up on your screen. And I don't think anybody's going to be surprised with that. OpTic, I don't know if they'd call this a cringe comp, but I'm sure they won't have too much good to say about it.
That's both timeouts.
Yeah, it's also funny because you go into these games and you highlight Scream, you highlight the obvious focal point, but the fact is, I think Soulcast has been truly fantastic. Like, a lot of his utility has found out the pushes before they've even happened, but also just on an individual level. And that's been the thing with this Liquid squad. There is not a member of this team that can't take over a game. Like, you focus on Scream, you focus on Yumpy because they're the players that do it more consistently. But when Soulcast hits a peak, when he's in form, they're terrifying. And that's been the case in every iteration of this roster, by the way. This is not just this current one. 8-1. We spoke about this composition for OpTic being much stronger, should be much stronger on the attack.
Yeah, that's the worrying thing for OpTic is this comp is good on, in theory, this comp is good on attack, but again, Liquid are just owning them. Liquid are actually just owning them. They're doing the perfect thing. It's all about punishing stuff at mid. It's literally all about how you approach middle. And Liquid did literally the two things. They started off doing the perfect thing, and then now they're into the late round after the first pause. They're now doing the second perfect thing, and it's all about mid. It's like you either fight for mid early or you late crunch into mid when you hear all of this util going down. Right, you hear the wall, you hear the Viper wall after, and you just crunch into mid from all these areas, and then you retake the site.
Unprecedented scoreline. Here's an opening. Without even needing to see him, Crashy's on one, clearing some space for his teammates. They know no one's on stairs now. They've destroyed the trap. As good a start as you could wish for if you're OpTic. And then Finesse goes down.
Okay, the trade back from Ye, it gives them so much space. In fact, it's opened up the B site for business. There's only one
good luck,
defender at this
Dimasic.
point now. Demistic hasn't really been around
Second
this
pause might have come.
He's been playing towards mid,
Oh my goodness, they had a chance here.
I don't know if they'll check this, and well, it's a little bit whiffy. The trade, though, from Crashes is going to give them another position, and they're actually planting away from the rest
second
of the
pause
team.
is
They're
looking good.
The rotations come through in another direction.
It is a
but
3-on-2, and they have relatively.
As you can see from Scream's perspective, it's like, okay, chances
they don't
are
know
they're gonna
about
be
middle at
planting
least.
Elsewhere. He's not spotted anyone.
Yeah, it's a really good plant at the moment. Like this honestly should be impossible for Liquid.
The positions alone seem to be enough to close this round, but I've made that mistake before. One kill already, but time is ticking. You can hear that spot.
Oh my god.
It's a 2v1 with Ye to close
oh my god, it's crazy how they're winning these. It is crazy. Look at all of these rounds that they're winning, chat. They're mad. These rounds they're winning are mad.
OpTic keep on carving out these beautiful spots. It looks untouchable. And then he just jumped again.
The direct up jump peek.
And this, it's just insane. The time was even against them. Running the clock down would have won the round. But they peeked one after another. I don't even know what you tell yourself at this point. You don't have a pause to get Chet back in there.
I know what you tell yourself.
That is mad. That should not be happening straight up.
Because Breeze is looking really rough. Victor though again, he's got the opener. Even with a Spectre, he's managed to do so much. You're going to see the counter ult come through. That Hunter's Fury, but it's garnered nothing. Again, space has been made towards this B side. They're pulling rotations in almost every single round. Vera, though,
yeah, they know it's all about mid. So again, the whole Liquid game plan in terms of how they've adjusted to this is insane. Either they played it in scrims, or these teams must have scrimmed each other loads, right? And this was used against them. Or they watched the Fnatic game and they knew exactly how to counter it. Or maybe they scrimmed against Fnatic.
I don't think anybody's
the fact that there were two teams using this comp, maybe they scrimmed against Fnatic as well.
But the thing for Team Liquid, you know, there's no way they're going to say
because they just did the most perfect thing. Like they literally did. Like, you know how I say in terms of comps everything has like a strength and a weakness, right? The comp's weakness is like middle in terms of like getting pinched from areas like this, and that's what they did perfectly.
Oh, you'd hope not. Soulcast at least making things a little bit more costly and just looking to try and fight this through. The headshots connected.
The time is done, but like,
the time way too far gone,
oh my god,
again,
this is so brutal. Okay, they OpTic doubled their rounds 9-2.
They're looking for the curse. That's about all they can be hopeful for.
The money's actually low. Like it actually, these kills actually meant something.
This has been Soulcast all the way through this game. 15-5. I think this is by far the best performance we've seen from him in a long time.
Soulcast is 15-5.
Again and again, going back to the first strike days to now, and everywhere along the way, this guy's reinvented himself more times than I can count. Look at this from Team Liquid right away. I see Yumpy up close. I see
Instant Knife's gonna hit. Instant Knife's gonna hit too. Instant Knife hits too. Yumpy playing close. Does have his TP. Yumpy's crazy. He hears it. Okay, they do trade from the back though. Are they gonna insta-send it out? Yes, they are. There is a slowdown though, but 6 seconds instead of 8 seconds now. Nice recon. Hey, good util from Liquid. Time in the initial hit. Is Soulcast going to get any kills through the smoke? No. He shoots through the smoke and Ye actually just bangs him back.
In this matchup, and every peak is punish. It has taken a long
time looking like a
to
9-3.
get into the rhythm of things. Even losing
especially with this ult.
From such advantages, but this one is looking strong.
I mean, chat. I don't want to do the. This should be impossible to win again, but like. It really is. It really is.
Already closed out. Scream faced with a 1v4. His ult online. After that kill, at least. But even then, use that ult. You don't have time to defuse.
Exactly. And just look at where Victor currently is. Like, he's so far in the back lines that there is absolutely no shot that Scream gets away with anything here.
Okay, nice round from them.
A very long time for OpTic to finally grind out a couple of rounds.
They managed to get the last two. 9-3. Insane half for Liquid. Chat, in theory, at least what we saw from Fnatic is this comp that OpTic are using is really, is really good on attack and not that good on defense.
I think that's the biggest curse I've ever seen.
And they only got 3 on attack.
Blame this on OpTic's game plan, their execution, or Team Liquid's counter strats? I don't know. I probably blame it on GB. Let's toss it over to him and see what he thinks.
That's usually how most of my relationships go. They just blame me. You know, so you know,
that's sad. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. You know, it's okay. We lived through it, but unfortunately, OpTic ain't living through this one. This has been a bit of a barn burner for Team Liquid here, boys. And I think let's just start out of the gate, talk about one of the players that we kind of have to put a spotlight on here because you know we're seeing him on the Neon. It's Victor and Bryn. This has not been playing out the way that they thought it would.
No, I think that this comp, the experiment of the Neon, hasn't been working for them. And you know, we're highlighting Victor here as the player because you know, listen, the stats aren't the greatest in the world, but he has been trying to do his job. The missing element has been really him being traded properly because he's been creating space. But look at this, he gets an opening and there's no trade in play. The rest of his team just falling over behind him with not being able to capitalize off of this space. And this is happening in multiple occasions, multiple scenarios where Victor is running in and trying to get value out of the Neon, but the team just isn't quite coordinated enough to follow up on it.
Yeah, I mean, even from the outset in the pistol round, you know,
dude, it's what an insane half from Soulcast though.
You need that breach to set up for these entries. It's no big deal. It's just a pistol round.
Maybe he's outperformed that maybe on some Astra games on Fracture, but that's probably the best.
We were wondering how practiced is this comp.
It's the best he's looked so far. Wowwack, thank you so much. 2 months in the Star Cup, appreciate it. Thank you.
Like TL had all of the information.
Do you think OpTic is underperforming or Liquid is destroying? It's a bit of both, honestly. Liquid is 100% reading them well. Like I'm telling you, the whole mid control, the whole mid game plan in terms of at the beginning, fighting for it early, and then on the defense crunching in. Like Liquid are playing it incredibly well.
I think it's going to be really difficult for OpTic to come back into this one, especially when Team Liquid are now starting to pick up pistol rounds as well. If you look at the attack side win rate there, that's the important element.
But I do think this isn't the best we've seen OpTic
as well
also. But majority of this is Liquid just
great,
owning them.
But it's enough to carry them over the finish line when they've got a 9-3 scoreline currently at the half.
He's cosplaying as Viper's ult.
Oh, that does make sense. That does make sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
This is looking really
That's kind of sick.
Bring back in this map, but I want to put it in the back of people's heads as well.
That's actually pretty good.
An incredibly experienced team. The next 2 maps coming up for them as well are also very good maps for them off the back of it. They're not really a team to get rattled by a loss in momentum.
All right, well, let's send it back over to Mitch and Tom to break it all down in the second half.
Is this map over if OpTic loses pistol? Yeah.
Tom, I saw the signs in the crowd, and one in particular caught my eye. It had Team Liquid as a normal character, and of course, OpTic. They were looking like some imposters. They were
That's such
down.
a brutal
right now,
stat.
They're looking like imposters in this matchup, and you see that all-time record on maps against EMEA, against a Tier 1 region. They don't really stack up most of the time, and right here, this is miserable. They've stumbled through the first half. They've looked shaky. Victor's on his way. He's through.
Oh, they're stacked.
Oh, he actually gets 2 kills from that. That's absurd.
Damn, that's crazy.
They pinched them completely. It doesn't look like the pistol record of Liquid is about to get any better.
OpTic just did pretty much the most perfect thing against the pistol. OpTic pretty much just scored the perfect pistol. That was good. Okay, there's a chance. Let's see if their defense can look better than, first of all, Fnatic's defense, and second of all, their attack, because it was not good. Soulcast, this was my idea. We used to do this back in the day a lot. On the attack side, you buy a Marshall, and then you all just kind of take turns. Like literally, you all just take turns of it. It's such a good Marshall map. Everyone's going to pretty much stay relatively relaxed, apart from probably Yumpy. And then you can kind of just take turns in this. They're not. We're gonna have a knife here. He's gonna take shots. So OpTic actually wanted to go pretty aggro over towards A.
After a pistol is more of a gentle breeze right now.
Dude.
You know, the sail's at least up now.
Yeah, they've well down.
Dude, it's a weird one. Okay, they're not using it how we used to use it. That's for sure.
I played Sea of Thieves, Tom. Like I told you on that boat.
Sorry.
I know how it works.
Scream almost bought the shields. Did he buy them and then sold them back?
You should have after our fantastic trip around Copenhagen.
Yeah, we
didn't die.
A couple of
we didn't
Is
die.
Ye gonna
We didn't
overstep?
sink, and that's all that matters. Tell you what, though. Can't say the same for Yumpy. He's dead
Yumpy was
right
holding
at the
this
start
for a
of
long
this
time,
round.
and then yeah, decided to move up, and Ye got good timing. So nice shot from him. Marshall should clean up here.
That, if anything's going to pull OpTic out of it, it's him.
That's the thing. I think composition.
Yeah, this is a good sign. Scream actually buying no armor so that he can actually have normal buys. That was the one thing that was driving me a little bit insane.
So you'll have a whole different set of problems coming through for Team Liquid to try and deal with. Now in the early stages,
I imagine he's going to get body shot or something by the Marshall.
Scream. Of course, that is going to be a big part
it's still
of this attacking side. Try and get that run it back online as much as possible. Then he can just
take what's Ye's timing like here?
In this round though, you're looking at Soul Cat.
Oh man, 2 duels at the same time.
Level of damage. Navera's actually got one with the class.
Okay, Ye took a duel and then TP'd out.
They know exactly where Finesse is. Dealing with it's another story. He's got the shields to work with, and the walled up was blocking out his opponent. But Marshall presents some danger. These players need to be careful, but with 10 seconds left, Solkis needs to die. He's going to go running in, sprinting.
Okay.
Ye will be forced to drop the weapon.
Wasn't too bad. Nice from OpTic. Pretty clean. 1 kill. FNS probably not going to rebuy armor. We'll keep an eye on these ults as well.
And this is where
we'll definitely keep an eye on that and see how much they stack them. Something that I saw pretty early on, which I liked, was he did buy armor. Okay. Something that I saw early on that is a good sign for OpTic is it looked like they wanted to go aggro and protect this orb, right? It looked like before the knife came in here, it looked like they had an idea out of these two for punishing this area, and actually Breach to prevent them from taking the orb is probably pretty good. So you're going to see Breach use his damage in this area a lot. Okay, so OpTic obviously on the bonus. They insta push down to here. Ye has a Marshall. Knife goes in over towards A and hit 1, I think. Mid is just dominated by Liquid in this game so far. Mid has just been forever Liquid's. What's the timing on like a... That's crazy. That is such a nice shot. I don't think Nivera looked... Oh, and a nice jump spot from him as well.
He was a second away from sneaking behind and ripping this round apart, separating
Nivera really didn't expect that because it looked a little bit slow. Oh man. Okay, I was going to wonder if there was trigger discipline. FNS gets 2 there with that. No way. Okay, that's some damage as well. Oh man. Oh, this is going to be a close one now. So they go down. Scream heals a little bit. Still low HP. Shock Dart could do damage. They push over towards site. This would be a good bonus. Victor's still low, but has a good timing here. And there's an upgrade for him. 30 seconds. Scream 67 HP, 1v3. Probably too much. But I've also seen some mad rounds from in terms of this game already, so...
Only man with a weaker weapon, and he is playing back indoors, just spotting, just holding control, containing. In the final 10, he will swing through, stop this plant from happening. The round is done.
Nice shots. Upgrades on the floor. 1, 2, 3 upgrades. Insane round for OpTic. This actually could be game on because their money is about to get out of control. 3 people have crazy amounts of money. Liquid have a timeout. Scream 1 orb away. So at least no matter what happens into this eco, he will have his ult into like the next one. Oh, that shot looked actually... The shot looked way faster on his screen than it did Nivera's screen, I swear.
Just have him more passive in a position where he can just catch players off guard. Now those trap plays definitely going to be more difficult to read.
That was a really nice shot from Ye.
Them in a bonus round has so much value, and the finances they've already gained. Like you're going to have a Ye on an operator.
It's a nice early timeout. We have an eco from. This is how I normally approach the timeouts as well. I like doing a timeout on eco. You can always give an idea that you think is going to work on eco. Or it can just be just trying to find out what some util is in terms of like the chamber trip or something like that. So and then into the buy round you can have a new set plan as well. So I was always a fan of doing this.
One of the best Turkish players
Scream is the ideal for Liquid at the moment.
You know this? Have you done some videos on that?
Can they talk during halftime? Yeah, everyone can talk during halftime, even the coaches.
Oh, why are you slacking? Can't be that good, in your opinion.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
Your actions speak louder than your words. 3 rounds.
I'm just too lazy to make videos.
I get it.
Okay.
Like I said, Team Liquid are forced to very light buy.
Do OpTic change anything up? They're playing further back. I did like, I have liked what I've seen from them in terms of, they, at least in those other rounds, they were always ready to prevent the orb getting taken here. So that looked kind of nice. That gives me some good hope into this half.
Recon
goes in at the front, and Recon goes in at the bottom and got shot. So mid control for Liquid again. Mid control has just been Liquid's the whole map. It really has. Smoking window. We just have a split up. We just have sheriffs. Everyone's trying to get their one shots pretty much. Everyone is just going around the map and just taking the individual duels, which is absolutely fine. Like with the skill of Liquid's players.
So OpTic still have to be a little bit careful. You can see already some early utility.
Dude, Soulcast is really feeling it, getting the Marshal out twice.
And actually, they're leaving mid very much open just because they can hold it from such passive positions now. They have
King, the best player of this tournament? Oh, bro, he's been playing so good. The fact that he's in IGL as well is kind of nuts, dude.
Stopping anybody from taking that swing out, canceling out an angle. I like that OpTic's adaptation was to concede the control.
Drone goes out, it doesn't get anyone. What is the timing on this hit like?
Luckily, it's Ye standing watching mid up, and he should be able to help out on the speed push.
But that's the thing as well. Crash uses, other than when he's jumped,
the trip is here as well.
Very, very good, and actually that dart has missed. That's a pretty big problem. They've still taken quite a bit of space. Ye is going to be able to connect. Bear in mind he can't escape at the moment, but maybe he doesn't need to.
Hey, that was nice from Liquid.
Actually not too bad.
If they can get this kill.
He's now stuck between
oh, okay, they can win this. There's guns down. Holy hell, this was a nice eco.
Trying to be the hero might end up as the villain.
Oh boy.
One step at a time, I said. Instead, it's one stumble.
Keep an eye on Scream. Scream's the person that's made the play to win this. Gets over towards spawn. I really think Scream should be good for one here. Dimasic does not need to do this, but he gets a kill anyway, so fair play. And his teammates would have called where Scream was. Damn, they actually won that. Sick from Dimasic. Nice confidence. Good hit in the end. It's a really nice hit. We smoked deep. We flashed out. I thought this was really good.
Is again snatched out of their hands.
They knifed the chamber as well, so they couldn't get out.
Talk about being mentally boomed. I don't know how they can keep
after the timeout as well. What a nice timeout from Emil. Really good timeout from him. I missed a sub. Where are we at? Janik, thank you so much. Janik _ TMN. Welcome into the Slug Club. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support.
I don't know. Just too much of a risk.
Let's get some slugs in chat.
Ended up handing over the
Victor, yeah, he was definitely out in the open. He had to get one. He did have to get one.
Of the game. As Team Liquid use up the Viper's ult, the pit down on A site. We've seen this. Sorry, OpTic, excuse me. We saw it from Team Liquid in the previous half, and OpTic's response was to go into the B site quite quickly. Team Liquid.
Okay, what's the money like after this? Oh, chat, this kind of decides it. If OpTic can't win this round,
this is a big challenge coming Victor's way, and a round that OpTic so
if OpTic don't win this round, this should be Liquid's for the taking. If OpTic win this round, it's going to be relatively close. We have 2 people that can't buy, but the money's really good, so you're going to see both of them most likely get. They would get 1-9. There's a lot of ults getting popped on this one.
He's actually not going to get much.
Gotta feel sorry for Victor here. Oh, that's midair. That was midair. He had not landed there. That's crazy. Crashy's good decision to get out of sight. Can he get the timing on the Vera? Yes, he can. Crashy's played this very well, but it's still doable. Dimasic is hitting shots, by the way. 3-on-3 now. That's the duel that decides it. Dimasic. A little bit whiffy over from Marved as well. The flank coming in from Scream. Yeah, this is done, Chad. They have to go to Eco. And yeah, have to go over towards Eco. And most likely 12-6. This has been very dominant from Liquid. The B site. Yeah, B site is working at the moment. That duel from Dimasic and Marved really decided it. Man, has he landed there? I swear he's in midair.
There's been a lot of moments in this game where I just look at what has happened to Victor and I feel bad for the guy. That is just unfortunate. They did so well to slow down that ult.
Yeah, they did really good to slow the hit, but there was too many ults. But again, nice awareness from okay, we actually go for a buy. Nice awareness from. It's not too bad because Ye has his ult, so it's only Marv that has to. So Ye has his ult.
He'll grab the kill. A flash is ready. The space being contested by OpTic, but No
I must have missed something there. I guess there was like a... I guess there was a breach stun, and he felt like they were further back. Oh, that looked really bad from our POV. Nice ult to prevent them from going out, but they're going to get nothing off it. Is he going to get ulted there? No, Marv at least gets out. The massive round for them. Ye still has his ult, but he's far away. Marv, that's the gun. That's the low guns. They're doing really good. Can they get the farm? Holy hell, Sokas has such low HP. If they start spamming here... Oh, the recon's good, right?
At least one kill for the trouble. Still OpTic. Man disadvantage. Viper's pit to fight into, but the spike has not yet been planted. They need to get to work.
Oh my god, these spams are actually doing damage.
And the spams from Scream. They find another kill. OpTic on the back foot, and the odds ever increasing in Team Liquid's favor. A big push though. A chance for Finesse.
And they pushed into the ult when the spike wasn't planted as well.
Almost online, and one last chance.
Nice round from
OpTic.
Scream.
6 rounds in a row, or Team Liquid will be shutting them
6 chances for them. They've looked so dominant on this map. Some of these situations are
I'll be honest, we weren't particularly impressed with the last time we saw it.
Scream clean this up. Dude, why did they push into the ult?
I don't think he's necessarily been the focal point. I think Soulcast again.
They kind of had them locked in a little bit, but I guess they wanted to get them while they were on the site because there was still time to rotate back. Either way, 6 chances. First time OpTic have kind of fought for middle here. Oh, that's a nice shot. They have no idea about FNS. FNS is the person that can win this round. Okay, he probably does with that one. Let's see though. Still 3 on 4.
On an early stumble, and look at the spot. Ye tucked in, ready for one, TPing out, keeping the advantage into NA's court. That peak from Finesse though has come at a heavy cost.
Shock darts might actually be able to do a lot of damage. He's forced them into the open.
Oh, Dimasick's done great there with the shock darts. Dimasick's done really well there. He does a shock dart on there, knows that they're going to go forward, does a shock dart to where they're going to go, and then he swings out, and Ye's on 10 HP. It's a one-on-one. Soulcast has had an absolute game, but he can't close it out. Crashy's nice round from him. It's still a good 3v4 from Liquid though. 6 chances go down into 5 chances.
It might seem odd looking at the scoreboard. I think some of their setups are fantastic to get Finesse into positions where he can catch players off guard. I think Ye's been doing well in some of these duels, but honestly, Crashy seems almost like the
damn 10 HP. That would have been mad from Dimasick. That was really nice idea from Dimasick. It was good. It was good solo util.
Number of the rounds on the board for OpTic.
Yeah, economy still hasn't really stabilized. They do have this ult though for Victor. Oh, okay, they go insta in with it. The knife hits him. The knife hit him. They know that he was pushing. That's the ult down. Scream as well using his ult. Oh, Nivera takes him down again. The ult has a timer on it, right? So you know that he's gonna go aggro again. Liquid win both of the duels up towards middle. That is it for this one, for sure. That is it.
It's left down to El Diablo,
right?
Who has managed to find 2. But a 5 HP
Loti, what's up, dude? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. 5 HP. If you had more HP, I'd give him more of a chance. Oh my god. Oh my god, what the hell is this? Holy hell, okay. Chat, that was almost madness. That was almost madness. Loti, thank you so much with the prime. Appreciate it. Hey, nice fast map. The starters. Liquid looked way better on this. Liquid looked way better. Big clutches, yeah, big clutches though. One. There were some big